Hello and welcome to episode 87 of I'm the Tigers, a podcast all about the National Ice Hockey League, but one that always has an eye on the Telford Tigers. Well, this is it. This is the controversial one, season's ratings. So I'm going to go through team by team, give them a rating for the past season. Ratings going to be working based on league position rather than sort of alphabetically or anything such as that. So where better place to start than Leeds? So, won the league, won the cup, overtime defeat in semi-finals to playoffs. Pretty decent season. I think anytime you're finishing the season with 2 bits of silverware, you're going to be happy. In terms of rating, 9.5. I mean, yeah, if they'd have won the playoffs, obviously a 10, but yeah, pretty strong season and literally, sort of this outside perspective looking in, I don't think that you can knock anything off for is the fact they just didn't complete the treble. Really strong season from Leeds. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. Milton Keynes Lightning. I'm going to give them 9 out of 10. Won the playoffs. Pushed Leeds in the league. I think they're going to be a bit disappointed that with sort of the cup, how that panned out. I don't think losing in the semi-finals there would have perhaps been in the plan. But yeah, another season, another bit of silverware. Onwards and upwards. Can they run Leeds even closer next season? Perhaps even beat them to the title? Time will tell. But yeah, 9 out of 10. So the Wildcats. One of the trickier ones I found. Third place in the league. They were in the title kind of like race, sort of, I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months out. And then as soon as people started saying, oh yeah, it's a 3-way race for the title this season, they seem to drop out of that. Cup, let's perhaps not go there on that one to a certain extent. And, I mean, obviously tough with Leeds, I think they had in the semi-final, but is what it is there. And playoffs, so made the playoffs comfortably, top the playoff group, and then went out on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, a bit of a tough season. I don't know, I think with Swindon I always feel as though they could do more than perhaps they do. I've written down 7.5 here. Potentially a case for 7, potentially a case for a really strong league finisher in third. Just tricky around, I think, but no, I'll go with 7.5. Hull Seahawks, giving them a 7, 4th in the league. I think with their forward line and the points they're capable of, they could be third. They could even be sort of challenging for first or second. Cup didn't even make the semi-finals, and considering they made the final last year, perhaps that's a drop off there. Playoffs, didn't get out of the group, albeit a tough group. I just think that Hull will have started the season perhaps expecting a bit more than what they got. Peterborough Phantoms, giving them an 8 out of 10. Comfortably into the playoffs, made the final again. I mean, pretty one-sided final, I think, in terms of the scoreline and everything. So no doubt there'll be disappointment there, but yeah, no concerns. They do what they're good at doing, which is making playoff finals, it seems. So yeah, good solid season for them. Sheffield, another tough one. Started off well, dropped right off a cliff at the end of the season, I think would be perhaps safe to say. Gone for 7 out of 10. I think there's always going to be an interesting one because the nature of the relationship now that they have with Sheffield Steelers, it could very well mean that they lose important players at key times. I know lots has been said about that. I mean, my personal view is actually it's a good thing. The partnership's in place to do that, and evidently the aim is very much to ensure that the Sheffield Steelers are as strong as can be, and if that's at the detriment of the Steel Dogs, then I think that is the nature of the relationship. So I think the fact that the Steelers were calling up players from the Steel Dogs shows that that's working. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for the Steel Dogs. Raiders, gone for 8.5 for them. A few weeks out from the season starting. Didn't have a team, didn't have a coach, didn't have anything. Made the playoffs pretty comfortably. They're in, they pushed certainly Milton Keynes in the playoffs as well. Yeah, good season. I think anytime you sort of, a month out from the start of the season, you don't have a team in place to comfortably make the playoffs and be challenging Milton Keynes in them, yeah, probably doing something all right. So, 8.5 for them. Tigers, went for 7.5. I think at the start of the season, my expectation was we'd finish 7th in the league, finished 8th, claiming the final playoff place on the final weekend. A lot of injuries over the course of the season, particularly to D-men. D-men and imports is where we seem to get our injuries. And it never felt as though we had injuries where it was just like, oh yeah, they're going to miss a weekend or miss a couple of weekends. It always seemed to be months at a time. Ultimately made the playoffs. Eliminated from the playoffs on the second weekend, but perhaps that didn't tell the full story. We'd taken a point against both Leeds and Peterborough, and as was pointed out in the awards even by Tom, actually, you turn those into 2 points, things start to look very, very different. So close, didn't quite make the playoff final weekend. With sort of all the injuries, perhaps claim it could be a little bit higher. Perhaps I'm being overly harsh, overly negative. I don't know, but go 7.5 there. Solway Sharks, giving them 7 out of 10. Close to the playoffs, went down to the final weekend. Didn't quite make it. I'm sure that they will have had an ambition to have made the playoffs. If they'd have got that, obviously would have scored them higher. I think, they'll probably be a little bit disappointed not to have made the playoffs, particularly considering they start the season all right, and with Telford's horrific start to the season as well. Just couldn't quite hold on in the end. Bees, 6.5. Got through the season, got the odd shock along the way, finished 10th. Yeah, not too much more to add. And Bristol got for 6 out of 10. Didn't make the playoffs, a bit like Bees. I don't think they sort of really threatened too much. The Pitbulls, finished bottom of the league again. So, said it was going to be controversial. It's bound to be. Leave me a comment. Let me know how I've got it wrong. What you think ratings should have been. Looking forward to reading, hearing about those. But in terms of this episode, that's it. I'll be back this time next week. Bye for now.